All right, consumer theory. In microeconomics, when it comes to consumer behavior, we look at consumer theory. Consumer theory shows how individuals make choices subject to how much income they have available to spend and the price of goods and services. So when you're talking about consumer theory, it talks about how an individual makes choices. And your choices are not vast and are not infinite. You cannot walk into public and say, I want all of these things. No. Your choices are limited by the most important factor of all, and that's money or income. You can only buy what you can afford. You cannot buy what you cannot afford. So basically, the consumer theory states that individuals make choices subject to how much income they are able to spend and the prices of goods and services. When you talk about consumer theory, basically three things are analyzed in regards to consumer theory. One, utility, usefulness, satisfaction received from a good or a service. I will always buy a Sunny headphone because I know that I will get a good quality out of a Sunny headphone. Or a budget, how much their income can get. If you're a student, you might want to look for, let's say, instead of getting a Beats headphone by Dre, which is costing 500 kina, you might want to settle for 120 kina, Sunny headphones. So how much income do you have? How much can you achieve, or how much can you get? And then preferences. What other alternatives can retrieve the same or higher satisfaction? So like I said, ideally you would want the Beats sort of headphone, but because you cannot get it at that price, other preferences such as Sony or JB Hi-Fi, good quality sort of headphones that you can get. So when we talk about consumer theory, it's about how individuals make choices, and when they are trying to make those choices are determined by utility, how much satisfaction they can get, budget, how much their income can get, and preferences, what alternatives are available to give the same or higher satisfaction. So that is how the consumer theory operates within the ambit of utility, budget, and preferences. All right, law of diminishing return. In measuring level of satisfaction based on the consumer theory, the law of diminishing return is applied. The law of diminishing returns or diminishing marginal utility is if the consumption of a particular good or service increases, the satisfaction derived from it increases at a decreasing rate. This means that marginal utility or incremental satisfaction from each unit declines as consumption increases. In simpler terms, your level of satisfaction decreases as your consumption of a specific good or services increases. For instance, let's say I buy an headphone now. So when I buy an headphone, I've got one Sony headphone, then I get one Beats headphone, then I get another super sized jumbo Beats headphone again. So you see that as I try to add additional units, the satisfaction that I'm getting out of it starts to decline. So it declines as I increase my consumption, and in simpler terms, the loss decreases as the consumption of a specific good or service increases. So it would be, for instance, uh, some goods that when you get, basically will sort of decrease as your consumption increases. All right. So when you talk about that, let's look at the formula. So in order to calculate the diminishing marginal utility for or formula for a particular good, we covered in our previous classes, is the change in total utility divided by the change in total quantity. That's how you calculate marginal utility. All right, so if you look at the examples that is given, you see the number of chickens, the law of diminishing returns. So number of chickens, one chicken, you have total utility to be satisfied is 10. If you get two chickens, it goes to 24. If you get three chickens, it goes to 40. And four chickens, it goes to 52. And five chickens go to 61. And six chickens, it goes to 65. And then from 65, it drops down as well. So as you increase a particular product, you would know that the law of diminishing return applies. For instance, You eat chicken, 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 chicken. You'll become tired of eating chicken. You want to eat something else. That's the most simplest sort of example I can give on law of diminishing return. So, especially when you're running a business, and from the business side of things, you know, if you increase the number of barber shops, it reach to a point where it's at its maximum production, and then it starts to decrease in its marginal utility. Okay, this is we are looking at it from a consumer point of view. So the barbershop example was looking at the production or producer firm's point of view. This is now we are looking at the consumer's point of view. So for instance, this guy comes from the village and comes to Port Moresby. In the village, he doesn't eat chicken. So one day it's one chicken, then two chicken, then three chicken, four chicken, five chicken. By the time he's done with five chickens, you already lose the taste of eating chicken, because he's been eating chicken for a while. And then the utility or satisfaction that they gain out of it will come down. Come down. So for instance, when you start off work as a university student, you will enjoy driving a small car around. But as you progress through the ranks and you're the secretary of a department, you won't feel the satisfaction of driving a small car. You want a big car. And then when you go become a minister of parliament, you don't want a 10-seater. You want a VX, you know. So your sort of utility changes when you use the same product over and